Okay, welcome back to you guys. I just have this short little topic of integrating the teachings into your life. I'm going to share this with you, and then we're going to talk about the field trip and some other things like that. This topic of integrating the teachings into your day-to-day life, it's a way of helping you to be able to go from this class towards continuing learning, continuing to grow and develop. These are things that are going to help you to be able to integrate the things that you're learning on a day-to-day basis. So just like always, if you guys have questions, let me know. So what I suggest that you do is you attend weekly classes, either in person or online. Those are ways that you can do that weekly. I share those things with you for continued support, but also you can take in-depth training as needed, right? Like you might decide to learn 5 days or 10 days or something like that. There's in-depth learning that you can do as well. There's various courses and retreats that you can take. So you'd like to be integrating that into your day-to-day life through, it's kind of like if you think about coffee, even though I teach you guys that drinking caffeine is not necessarily the wisest, but of course you guys understand the analogy. Like if there was a drip coffee that was just drip, 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 it's going to have a nice quality coffee at the end, right? Whereas if you just kind of try to shove all of the water through real fast, real quick, not necessarily as good of a quality, right? So you would like to just gradually drip the teachings into your life. But then every once in a while, you have this in-depth learning where you're really sinking in really deeply. Then you'd like to be reading this first book about 10, 15, 20 minutes a day, just little by little. Some of these whole chapters, you can actually read them in 15 minutes. You don't really need to read much more than that because remember, you're not reading for completion. You're reading to understand and be able to independently verify. So it's kind of like if you took a big bite of pizza, it would be hard for you to chew it and digest it. You like to just take little bites and chew it and digest it, take little bites, chew it and digest it. It's the same thing with these teachings, that there were times where I would sit down thinking that I was going to read the teachings of the Buddha for a certain period of time. And in the first 2 or 3 minutes, I would encounter something and I'd be like, whoa, this is deep. I need to step back. I need to go independently verify this. So as you're reading, even if you're planning to read 15, 20 minutes, if you read something, you're like, whoa, I need to independently verify that. Feel free to step back from that. And then that'll help you to be able to then make sure that you're gradually building your foundation, that you're not just kind of blowing through the material just to get to the end, because you like to independently verify things as you're going. So that type of reading will allow you to do that. Just 10, 20 minutes a day. That's really all you need. Then you'd like to be practicing generosity. Like we were talking about before lunch break, you'd like to be frequently practicing generosity. You need to integrate that into your life. I gave you some examples along the way of how you can do that. Like if you're getting mangoes for yourself, toss some bananas in there, right? If you're getting a chocolate bar for yourself, just pick up a chocolate bar for someone else. If you're going into a store and there's someone behind you, just hold the door for them, right? These are things that you can easily be doing, right? So just integrate this in frequently throughout your day. You'd like to be practicing generosity daily. Then working on improving your moral conduct each day. Work on improving your moral conduct. There were times where I would look at the 5 factors of well-spoken speech, refresh my memory of that in the morning. Then all day long, I'd be trying to practice those 5 factors of well-spoken speech. And then at lunchtime, I would check in with them again and see how I was doing. And I might be like, oh boy, I was interrupting those people a lot. I need to work on that. So then I would work on not interrupting, speaking at the proper time, right? So you need to dial it in little by little like that. So when you're working on this moral conduct, don't put the expectation on yourself that you should be perfect today, but slowly but surely tweak it and make it better and better and better. These posters are really great. You can take a picture of them and have it on your phone, or you can download it from our website. For any of you guys that, would like me to shoot the little squares over to you, because I have the little squares on my phone, I can just shoot them over to you on your phone, and then you can just have them right there for you to easily study. This is a great way for you to build up your moral conduct, that you can refresh your memory before your day starts, and maybe even the middle of the day or at the end of your day. Then you'd like to be building up your meditation practice daily, 2 to 3 sessions per day for 30 minutes. That's what you'd like to be gradually building up to. Understanding it can take 6 months, a year, even 2 years to build up to that. It's going to take you time to build up your meditation practice. And as you do so, keep in mind that if you miss meditation today, that doesn't mean you're not going to get to enlightenment, right? It's a matter of, if you miss meditation today, what are you going to do next? Right? If you're doing 2 meditations a day in a month, that's 60 meditations. But if you get 52, 53, 54, you're making your way to enlightenment, right? So your enlightenment is not going to be determined on whether you missed meditation today or not. It's what can you do over the next several years? Can you consistently build up your meditation practice over multiple years? That's what's going to determine whether you get to enlightenment. So you're going to miss meditation here and there because it's impermanent, right? It's going to happen. Then, as you need help, seek help from a teacher, someone that you can trust in, someone that you can reach out to, because you can't ask questions to a book. You're going to need somebody to reach out to and ask questions of. So do you guys have any questions on any of these things, the way to integrate the teachings into your day-to-day life? No questions? Okay. Maybe you guys are a little sleepy after lunch. Okay, so in terms of our field trip tomorrow, I'll give you guys some details on that. What we do is we meet here at 9 o'clock. I greet people. There'll probably be some people here that maybe aren't part of the course. Sometimes people come that aren't part of the course. So they might come and we'll all get together and I'll just welcome everyone. I'll do meditation with you guys. And then after the meditation, I'm going to let those people know, if there's people here that are new, I'll let them know what our plan is for the day. Essentially what I'm about to share right now. That way they know what they're embarking on, right? At 9:45, 10 o'clock, we're going to be loading up into the red trucks. We share transportation and we go to the first temple, which is Wat Umong. It's about 20 minutes outside the city. It's a forest temple. About 10% of all the temples in Thailand are forest temples. So I'm going to tour you around this temple. It's more like a park-like setting, lots of trees and leaves and stuff like this. So I'm going to walk you around there and teach you the artwork, the symbolism, the architecture, helping you understand how the teachings of the Buddha are embedded into the temple. That way the temples will have more meaning for you when you visit them. Then after our trip there, we'll load up in the trucks again and we go up the mountain and we go to a restaurant. It's a hill tribe restaurant. They have a real big, thick menu. They have meat dishes. They have vegetarian dishes. They have vegan dishes. They have everything you can imagine. And if there's something that they don't have, I've seen them go get it for people. So if you order something, they might be like, oh, we don't have that, but we'll go get it for you. And I've seen them jump on their motorcycle and go get it somewhere, right? So they'll take really good care of you. So we'll have a nice lunch there. Then we'll go into the temple on the mountain called Wat Doi Suthep. This is a different branch of Buddhism within Thailand. So you'll get to see the differences between the forest tradition and this tradition. And then we'll get back down here, usually around 5 o'clock, depending on traffic. Now, because it's busy season, it might be a little bit later. Never know. But we usually get back here around 5 o'clock, give or take some amount of time. And usually what the students do is they usually share the cost of the trucks between each student, depending on how many we have. It's usually about 200 to 300 baht per person for them to take us from here to Wat Umong to Wat Doi Suthep back. So it works out in everybody's favor that you get a reduced price for transportation. So if you have, say, 600 baht in your pocket, maybe 800 at the most, you'll be covered, right? You'll have your lunch, your transportation. There's a little bit of an entrance fee for some of the temples. There's 20 baht at Wat Umong, 30 baht at Wat Doi Suthep. So there's these kinds of little incidental costs. You don't have to load yourself up with a bunch of snacks and water and stuff like that. There's all that stuff along the way as we travel. At each temple, there's ability for you to get snacks and drinks and stuff like that. So if you just have about 600 or 800 baht in your pocket, depending on how heavy of a meal you like to have, you'll be just fine. So any questions on this, on our field trip? Yep. You can wear whatever you like. They ask for you guys to not wear shorts. They ask for the women to cover up and stuff like that. But for me, so let's just talk about this because why they do it this way, right? So at a temple, the way that I think about temples is like the womb of a woman. This is the very best place to grow and develop into a better and better human being, right? That's the same thing with the womb of a woman. So there's people in that womb that are trying to eliminate sexual craving. And if they see skin and they see these kind of things, it can arise their sexual craving. So it's kind of like you're going into somebody's home and they ask you to wear clothing that covers your skin so that it doesn't cause an individual's sexual desire to go up. Ultimately, by the time you eliminate sexual craving, it doesn't matter what happens. You could see someone naked and your craving for sex wouldn't be there at all. But in the process of getting there, if it rises up, it's kind of challenging for people, right? So that's why they ask people to cover up in these temples. For me, I understand that an individual needs to have control of their own mind. It's not changing the outside world that's going to get you to enlightenment. And while there might be someone at a temple who's living there, like a monk or an ordained practitioner, who, yeah, they're in the temple, but they're looking at Facebook, they're looking at YouTube, they're going out on the street, walking down the street too. So they're seeing all those things. So for me, I just prefer you guys wear whatever you're comfortable with. Just wear whatever you're comfortable with. And if you'd like to wear shorts, wear shorts. There's plenty of people that have come with me on these tours that wear shorts and stuff like that. I've never seen anybody say anything because you guys are with me. They usually don't say anything because all these places know me because I've been around to them many times. But if you would feel more comfortable wearing pants, wear pants if that's what you like to wear, because a lot of these temples, they have signs from the government asking people to cover up. But as you see here, you're wearing shorts, so no big deal. But it's really up to you what your comfort level is. Because for me, rather than put all these criteria in front of somebody that in order to come to the temple, you have to wear this, you have to sit like this, you have to do that, I'd rather just people come and be comfortable. Sometimes people, when they hold retreats like this, they require you to wear white, right? They require the mats to be in a certain order. They require the men to sit on one side and the women to sit on another side. I don't do any of that stuff because it's just make yourself comfortable. Whatever you're comfortable with, do that. So do whatever you like. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is our plan for tomorrow, and I'll kind of reiterate this tomorrow when we have other people here. If there's new people that are joining, that way they'll know what we're planning to do tomorrow as part of our tour and part of our trip. So what I do in the afternoon is on Thursday afternoon, we've already been studying. You guys have been studying for 3.5 days, and I've been teaching you various things along the way. And just like in a regular class, like say if you were learning a science class or something like that, all week long, you might be learning science. And then at the end of the week, maybe you have a lab and the teacher's like, okay, go in the lab and go have fun. Do whatever you like to do based on the things that I've been teaching you. So that's what I do here towards the end of our course is I basically say, okay, you're on your own, whatever you'd like to do, right? I've been initiating meditation each afternoon with you guys, doing chanting and guided meditations. But now you're starting to move into a period of time where you're going to be off on your own and your teacher's not going to be around because I'm not permanent in your life. You're going to need to decide for yourself these types of things. And you have been deciding yourself, even if you've been doing meditation with me, it was a choice that you were making. But nonetheless, I was the one who was initiating it. So now I'm not even going to do that. It's just up to you, whatever you'd like to do. If you'd like to use some time here in the afternoon to meditate, feel free. Use the time to meditate. If you like to do seated, lying, standing, or walking meditation, all these are options for you. If you'd like to ask me questions, maybe sometimes students like to come up here and talk with me. Maybe there's certain things I taught on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday that maybe you thought about now and you'd like to ask some more questions. You can come ask me questions and I'll help you. Sometimes students like to practice some generosity to develop some merit where we've been here all week long, and maybe you noticed that when you came here that the classroom was nice and clean and nice and tidy. Maybe you would like to contribute to that and helping other people to have a nice space to come to. Maybe you'd like to sweep the floor or clean a bathroom or stack up the cushions, or sometimes I've seen people go even outside and sweep up outside in the student lounge area outside. I'm not expecting you to do it, but these are just options that people could make, right? These are just options for you. Or maybe you say, you know what, I'm pretty sleepy. I'd like to go home and get some rest and rest up for tomorrow too. You could do that as well. So it's really up to you. This afternoon is just your time to do whatever you like to do. I'm going to hang out for the rest of the afternoon until you guys decide that you're done and you're headed out. But I'll be around to support you. If you would like to come talk to me about anything, you're more than welcome to. But these are some of the options that you might consider doing any of these kinds of things. And as we also bring our class to an end, as I was sharing previously this morning, I was sharing with you that the teachings of the Buddha are the very best gift that you could ever give to somebody. And that's what I feel like I do each day when I share these teachings, is giving students a gift. But I actually have a real gift. I actually have a material gift for you, that at the end of a class like this, I like to offer you the opportunity to be able to get one of these posters of the Buddha. I have them rolled up here, and they just happen to look like a diploma. So if you'd like to consider it to be the diploma for the end of the class, you can do that. But the reason why I give these away is a few things. Is one, I like to humanize the Buddha. oftentimes when you see the Buddha, he's propped up really high. Oftentimes the statues have crowns on his head, which he never wore those kinds of things. He actually looked like this. He just wore simple rag robes and he shaved his hair. And I like to ensure that you know that he was a human being, just like you and me, because oftentimes people prop somebody up really high like a Buddha, and then people think that, oh, he can get to enlightenment, but I can't, right? I think it's important to humanize a Buddha so that you can see that, no, he's human just like you and me. And just like he got to enlightenment, you can too. So if you'd like one of these posters to hang up so it can help you to humanize the Buddha, that'll help you to do that. But the other thing it can do is it can help remind you to practice the teachings. Maybe you see that poster hanging up and you're like, oh yeah, I need to meditate. Let me do some meditation today. Or maybe you're talking on the phone to your mom and you kind of get a glance of the teachings or the poster of the Buddha out of your eyes, and you're like, oh yeah, right speech, right speech. Yes, mom, I love you too. Yes, yes, I know. Right? Maybe you'll be a little bit softer and more gentle with your family when you're talking on the phone. You can even put this poster on your phone. This is really nice to have as a wallpaper, because then whenever you answer your phone, it can be a little reminder for you to practice right speech. Right? You can introduce these kinds of things into your life, which will help you to be able to practice the teachings more closely. So if you would like some of these, you're more than welcome to have one or two. It's really up to you. If you'd like to take it as generosity and then give it away to somebody else, remember, I don't have any expectation of what you would do with this. This is just my gift to you. And whether you choose to accept that generosity is a choice for you. But perhaps you aren't interested in traveling with it. Maybe you give it to a housekeeper at your condo or at your hotel, or maybe there's a certain restaurant that you've been eating at and you'd like to give it away to those people. Up to you. You can do whatever you would like with it, or you could hang it up yourself. So I've got plenty of them up here. If you guys would like to come get one, you're more than welcome to. So this is just my way of thanking you for working on your own mind, working on your own life, journeying on the path to enlightenment, and giving you a gift, something that can help you and support you in your journey to enlightenment. So if there's anything that I can do for you for the rest of the afternoon, just let me know. I'll be here hanging out, and these are some options. And you could also just head home if that's what it is that you would like to do. It's totally up to you. So feel free to let me know if there's anything that you need. But otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay? All right. Yep.